A half-dead man was crying, holding his severed leg, soaked in blood. Perhaps there was someone standing in front of him. Seeing whom, his lips were quivering, and he was pleading,
"Please let me go, let me go." But in the end, his plea did not work for him.
and whoever it was had crushed his body and taken his life. Jordan is a young man studying in Alabama University who was very interested in knowing about ghosts and witches. He always kept reading stories of ghosts and witches. He wanted to know if ghosts existed or if it was just a fabricated story. Jordan had two best friends in college, Victoria and Eric, who were in a relationship for 2 years. All three of them were very good friends. Wherever they went, they would go together. Just on Saturday night, when Jordan would go out clubbing, Victoria would come to Eric's room and spend her private moments with him.
One evening, when both of them were in bed,
Jordan suddenly burst into the room. Seeing Jordan, Victoria screamed loudly and said, while covering her body with a bedsheet,
"Jordan, how dare you come in? Don't you have manners? You should have at least knocked. You scoundrel!"
Come on, Victoria. Pretend to be shy in front of someone else. There is more of this on Insta, and the whole college has seen it.
Brother, can you tell me why you have come now? If you didn't have the money, you could have called me.
Oh no, brother, I have cash. Just went to watch a horror movie with Amanda. She is a very strange girl. When I told her that there are no ghosts, it is just a scam, she said that you will understand when you see. Such a rubbish thing. She explained to me for half an hour that ghosts exist. She bored me so much.
Then why are you boring us? Come to the point, you nerd.
Look, your brother will prove her wrong in a very simple way. We'll go to the nearby cemetery tonight. All three will go and stay awake there the whole night to find out whether there is a ghost or not.
You go, we are not going. You have spoiled our whole mood already.
Come on, bro, who knows? Maybe you guys could have some fun and do whatever you want in complete privacy. There will be no one to disturb you in the cemetery.
Victoria and Eric agreed. As soon as night fell, all three reached near the cemetery. Jordan went inside, and his friends started waiting outside the cemetery.
Baby, now even Jordan is not there. And all we have is time.
I can't believe it, Victoria. Even in this condition, you are able to think all this. I am frightened by the silence of this dark night. Don't know what might be happening to Jordan.
Jordan was sitting next to a tree and smoking a cigarette, when suddenly he heard some sounds coming from the top of the tree. He got nervous and turned on the flashlight and found that there was a flock of bats, which ran away as soon as he switched on the flash. After a few hours passed, Victoria called Jordan and asked him,
"Brother, have you seen a witch?"
Jordan replied,
No, not yet.
On this, Eric snatched the phone and said to Jordan,
Jordan, please come out. We want to go home. I am feeling very sleepy, and Victoria is also tired.
I won't move a step from here until morning.
So do one thing, brother. Die right here and listen. Next time you come into the room, don't forget to knock.
Saying this, Victoria held Eric's hand and started pulling him towards the hostel. Jordan was still waiting for the sight of a witch, vampire, or some spirit. He placed his camera on a grave and started speaking like a vlogger while recording a video.
So friends, I have been here only for about half an hour. Oh man, how long will we have to wait for the ghosts and witches? Well, there are no ghosts, and today it is proved.
Before Jordan could confirm his fact, suddenly the wind started blowing in the graveyard, and after looking closely through the camera, he saw that in the grave behind him, a piece of red clothes was coming out from a corner. Jordan kept trying to take out the clothes, and finally he tried hard, but the clothes did not come out. Then suddenly the street lights in the graveyard got burst, and the sound of insects, which was making the atmosphere normal and light, suddenly stopped, and silence spread everywhere. Now Jordan's throat started getting dry, and he drew back in fear. When Jordan looked around, he found that someone opened the door to the cemetery and entered inside. But in the darkness, he could not see that person's face clearly. Jordan was taking one step carefully towards the cemetery gates, when suddenly a woman carrying a lantern stood in front of his face. Jordan suddenly got scared after seeing her and started shouting, "Mummy, Mummy," while falling. When Jordan regained consciousness, he saw that a young girl in a yellow clothes was standing in front of him, whose clothes was slightly wet from the knees. But Jordan's attention was more on her waist than her face.
My eyes are up here.
I am thinking something. Was thinking something? By the way, who are you?
My name is Stacy Martinez. The grave you are clinging to is my friend's grave. Every Friday night I come to offer flowers.
Oh, so sorry. But how did she die?
Eric and Victoria were walking towards their hostel, smoking a cigarette, when suddenly they heard the sound of anklets behind them. At first, both of them thought that it was an illusion, but the increasing noise started startling both of them. In a jiffy, both of them decided to run. And unaware of all this, he started running towards his hostel. Eric was running with all his might when suddenly someone hit him on the chest with a stick, and he fell on the ground. Seeing him fall, Victoria also stopped, and seeing a man standing in front of her, she screamed as if she had seen a ghost. But this person was not a ghost, but a sacred person who had come from the shrine, whose sound was coming from the curls tied on the stick.
I was watching you both from the cemetery. What did you both go there to do?
We were just standing there outside. Our friend Jordan had gone inside.
Saint, Jordan will just stay there till morning, and then he'll come back. He just wants to know if ghosts and witches are real.
Bloody fool! Do you know into what ditch you have thrown your friend? Today is Friday night. She will definitely come, and your friend will not return alive. She will kill him.
Who will kill our Jordan? Tell me, Saint.
Her name is Stacy. But the people living near that graveyard know her as a man-eating witch. In the last 3 months, she has killed 16 men. But she was not like this before. 2 years ago today, Stacy and Zara also studied like you guys. There was a lot of love between them while they were studying together. One day, Adam came into their lives, who started loving Zara very much. She also started falling in love with him. One evening, when Zara was at Adam's house, he confessed his love to Zara in the deep silence of the night. Zara also loved Adam, but was afraid to say so because her father was a butcher. Zara was afraid that if her father came to know about this, he would cut Adam into pieces. But he consoled Zara and said that he would not let anything happen to her. And if necessary, he would run away with her. Hearing this, there were tears of happiness in Zara's eyes. And both of them took each other in their arms. Zara was waiting for Adam outside the cemetery at night to see when he would arrive. She also called Adam to inquire about his status, but his phone was not connected. The child came to Zara with a letter on which Adam's name was written. He had said goodbye to Zara because he did not want to lose his life by keeping a relationship with her. And by saying goodbye to Zara, he was trying to forget her forever. Zara was completely shattered after reading this letter. But Zara's brother, Abraham, who was passing by with his friends, and he saw Zara. After reading the letter from her hand, he became furious. According to him, in his religion, it was not allowed to love outside the community, due to which he not only beat her, but also took her to the graveyard, killed her, buried her in a grave. If there was any trace of Zara left in this world, it was a piece of red clothes. Jordan, to whom Stacy had told the truth about her friend, was trembling with fear. Stacy, who was now in her true witch form, said, while holding his collar with her sharp nails,
"Do you know how much pain Zara must have felt when her own brother strangled her to death?"
Did he do this to you too?
Wanted revenge against the murderers of Zara, in which the devil helped me. After learning black magic methods for 5 months, I was able to assume the form of a witch.
Look! Leave me! I did no harm to Zara.
What trust does man have? They just fooling around with the girls and satisfy their lust. After getting all they want, leave the girls in miseries. Whatever I did to everyone. Now I will do the same to you two.
What do you mean?
First of all, I will uproot your leg, and after that, I will tear apart your body and eat it, as if you were not there.
Hearing this, Jordan ran towards the cemetery door. But how could a human being stand in front of a witch? Before he could reach the door, he stumbled upon a grave, from which a dead middle-aged woman came out. When Jordan looked around, he saw that a dead body was coming out of every grave, alive. Jordan was gradually surrounded by an army of dead bodies, who had pulled his arms and legs and made him lie on the ground. Jordan was screaming in pain, but no one was there to hear his screams. Anyway, Stacy, or should I say, the man-eating witch, was moving towards Jordan with a saw in her hand, when suddenly Chhupi Saint arrived in the graveyard and hit his stick on the ground with such a force that it made such a loud sound that all the dead men turned into smoke. This act of the Chhupi Saint infuriates the witch. She tried to tie Chhupi Saint using the branch of the tree, but he muttered such a powerful mantra that the growing branch of the tree stopped right there. And a thunder shot from the sky. Stacy transformed from her witch form to her human form and made her fall to the ground.
The incident that happened with Sarah was very sad. But you have killed and eaten her brother and his friends, one by one in this graveyard. Stop this bloodshed now and live your life like other humans.
Saint, my revenge isn't over yet. Even today there would be something in this graveyard with the bodies of the dead girls, which I feel disgusted even thinking about. And I will never forgive Adam for what he did to Zara.
I agree, Adam was wrong. But killing such an innocent person is not a solution.
Do you want me to forgive Jordan? Okay, I will let him go. But I need Adam's address. He should be punished for his actions.
That's right. Adam should be punished. He took advantage of Zara's love. It is his fault for leaving her helpless. If he had told the truth earlier, Zara would have been alive today.
Okay, but promise me, after punishing Adam, you will never take the form of this man-eating witch who eats the flesh of men.
Making a promise to Chhupi Saint, Stacy agreed. Thinking that his life was saved, Jordan also reached outside the cemetery and found that his friends, Eric and Victoria, were waiting for him.
Hey Jordan, have you met with Witch?
Just met, or even did something. Hey, look at the boy's neck. He has got A love bite.
Amidst this laughter, the sun rise, and the three friends left for their college. One evening, Jordan was reading a book in the library when Eric came to him with a newspaper and started encouraging him to read.
Adam, living in Maryland, cut off his right leg and 2 fingers of his right hand and sprinkled inflammable oil on his own roof and set himself on fire.
Can you believe it?
Well, believe in ghosts. What's the big deal in these accidents?
Jordan escaped from this man-eating witch. But if you go to the cemetery at night, you might not survive. Be careful and do not go out in search of ghosts in the dark night. Otherwise, you may also be the next Adam.